So I like to start these with intention, letting you know mine, which is to get you as much healing as possible in this short period of time,
Okay.
to bringing you as much clarity, um, moving forward as possible in the short period of time. And if I could give you one thing on this call that would make the biggest difference for you in your life, what would that one thing be?
Um, I don't know, just I guess finding myself, being happy with myself and just finding peace in my life.
And when you say finding yourself or finding peace with yourself, what exactly do you mean by that?
Being okay alone, being able to bring myself out of my shell a little bit, um, and just be more comfortable with who I am.
So you feel alone?
Yes, very lone.
Mm. Why are you feeling alone?
Because I don't have any close people in my life.
Why?
Well, I have a very small family, and the family that I do have, we are estranged, kind of. I have my mother, but she's not emotionally available, really. And also, I moved 3,000 miles away from where I was born and raised. So, I'm really in the middle of nowhere with no family, except my ex-husband.
Mm-hmm. So what happened in that relationship with your ex-husband?
So my ex-husband and we were always really great friends. I think we kind of trauma bonded, and he became more like a child or someone I needed to take care of.
So how did that go down? What did the relationship look like?
Um, so we have two children, and um, he has some mental health issues and a lot of insecurities, a lot of clinginess, a lot of needs me to. Um, I felt like I was doing everything for him, um, or I needed to comfort him or give him his self-worth or um, anything and everything. He would just come to me for or need me or need my attention
Okay.
24/7.
And is that a pattern of yours that you tended to attract people
Um,
that you felt needed you, was clingy, had some mental health, where you felt like what is it that you felt like in that relationship? What sort of a role?
I was like a caretaker, and we met when we were both pretty young. And I don't think I ever really had a serious relationship prior to him. So that was really all I knew.
And how far back does that caretaker go in you? Does it go back to childhood?
No, no.
No.
Mm-mm. I guess I took care of myself in childhood, but I didn't really have anyone in childhood. I was always alone.
Yeah, I'm hearing the theme,
Yeah.
feeling alone.
Hmm.
Okay, so you were a caregiver or a caretaker in childhood because you were taking care of yourself.
Hmm.
So that's the theme.
Yeah.
Um, okay, so when it comes to what it is that you're looking for, because you're saying, I want to be okay being on my own, and I've always been alone.
Yes.
So those are two distinguished identities that you get to choose
Right.
from,
Yeah.
whether because none of us are truly ever alone, right? It's just that perception that that little girl has within you that she's alone and she's still inside of you feeling that way. So it's really about we got to access her.
Hmm.
Okay. So that's what we're going to do today. Um, how long have you been separated?
Almost 2.5 years.
2.5 years. And have you attempted to date? I keep freezing.
Yeah. Yeah, I have.
And what's the theme there?
Um, I will either be too clingy. I'm usually too clingy off the bat, or I'm very avoidant unless I see an interest, unless unless someone is actively coming to me, I won't seek that out. But if they do show an interest, then I get too clingy.
Okay. And why do you get clingy?
I think I just want to show them like, okay, you like me, so let me show you all the things I can do to keep you around. Um,
So it's like a desperation energy?
yes. Oh yeah.
And why do you feel that you need to do that?
Because I'm tired of being alone. I don't want to be alone. I want somebody.
So interesting. So many people with this command, by the way.
Yeah.
So many of this alone thing. I find it very fascinating. Okay. Okay. That's all we need to go into the process.
Okay.
It's very, very clear that this alone feeling has been there for probably since the beginning of your lifetime for you.
Hmm.
Feels like
Yeah.
quite deep. Hey, Tammy Cox here. If you're ready to stop repeating painful relationship patterns and finally create the love and connection you deserve, there is a way. Click the link in the description to schedule a call with me and let's talk about what's really holding you back. Now, back to the show. So, when we go into this process, it's good to know what we're doing.
Hmm.
At least, we're at the reason why I'm taking you through this process is because all of the answers are in the subconscious mind. In order to get your conscious mind out of the way to access that information, we have to get you in a relaxed state.
Okay.
The few things you need to know, your subconscious mind is always the first to answer. And usually you try and talk yourself out of that answer. So
Mhm.
it's good to be aware that it's going to ping and you're going to be like, no, it can't be that. No, that's not right. You'll probably, your conscious mind will probably talk you out of it. So just be aware of that.
Okay.
But that's why I'm going to signal to you it's the first thing that comes up. It's the first thing. Whether it be a picture, whether it be a color, whether it be a memory, it's going to be the first thing that pops up.
Okay.
That's your conscious mind. The other thing to note is that your conscious mind is going to have some resistance possibly in the beginning, where it's like, oh, what are we doing? The mind chatter.
Hmm.
And when those thoughts come up, I want you to just sort of see yourself letting go of them and relaxing back into the process because it's normal to have resistance. I just want you, it's what you do with the resistance, which is just letting it go as quickly as possible.
Hmm.
I'm accessing your imagination because that's directly connected to your subconscious. So I want you to trust the images that are popping up, even if they don't make sense to you logically. Just trust them.
Okay.
And then lastly, when we access the emotion, so the two things that we're looking for when we go in there, we're looking for the answers, meaning the beliefs that you created at this young age. And then the second thing is that we're releasing emotion. So it's very important that when we get to the part of your pain that you don't resist it because what you resist persists and the whole reason why we're going in there is to dissolve the pain. So you only have to feel the pain for 90 seconds before it's completely dissolved. It's good to know because sometimes we think if we go into it, we're never going to come out. That's not true. We go into it, we dissolve it, it's gone, it's out of your system forevermore.
Okay.
Okay. So it's
Mhm.
good to know that because hopefully that will allow the resistance to fade quickly. Is your door locked?
No.
Okay. You might need to do that. Do you have tissue?
Um, I have some over there. I can get it when I lock the door.
Okay. Yeah. Lock the door, tissue, and then water too, if you can grab.
Okay, I have that.
Okay.
Let's make sure that that is all done. I'm not expecting anyone, but okay, we're all set.
Okay. This is the place where we're going to get very relaxed. I'm going to have you make your spine as straight as you possibly can, almost stretching your head upwards towards the sky, the top of your head, and
Mhm.
then planting your feet flat on the ground, preferably with no socks or shoes on, preferably, just so you can have that direct connection.
Sure. Okay.
I'm making you do all sorts of stuff. You're like, what am I doing, girl? I love it because you're open. You're very open. I feel the openness. So you're primed and you're ready to go.
Okay.
Okay. And another thing to note, there might be times where you're going to want to feel like you're going to want to open your eyes, but stay contained until we're all the way through. That makes it, because we're accessing the subconscious mind, which is really your imagination, directly linked to your imagination. So if you could keep your eyes shut for the whole thing, that would be ideal.
Okay.
Okay. So close your eyes. And I want you to begin to connect to your breath. This is going to feel like a meditation. It's going to feel very relaxing most of the time. You will have some emotions come up, and that's good. That's what we want. We want them to come up and out. We don't want them to stay in because they've been in there a long time. So I want you to begin to connect to the earth beneath you. Feel the earth rising up underneath your feet, underneath your sit bones, rising up to hold you. That's right, feeling the safety and love of the earth holding you. That's right. And I want you to become aware that right above your head, sitting there at the tippy top of your head, is a big, huge energy ball. And inside this energy ball is this healing, relaxing, loving energy, this peaceful, wonderful energy. And I want you to go ahead and give this ball a color, any color that feels loving and healing to you. What color would that be?
Light blue.
Light blue. So I want you to connect to this light blue energy bubble sitting on top of your head. And I want you to picture the top of your scalp like a moon roof opening up to receiving this light blue, healing, loving energy. That's right. I want you to allow it to open. And I want you to allow this light blue energy to pour down through the top of your head. And as it moves down and through your body, I want you to allow it to open up all the cells of your body, allowing this peaceful, loving energy to fill each and every cell as it moves down, starting with your brain, both right and left hemispheres of your brain. And as it's pouring through your brain, I want you to allow it to eliminate all the shadows, all the limiting beliefs that are held inside there. I want you to allow this blue energy to just move it out, dissolve it, completely absorb it in this light blue light. And I want you to allow it to move down to your eyes and your ears, your nose, your mouth, your chin, your cheeks, filling your entire head with this loving, healing, light blue energy. Moving down your neck and your throat to your shoulders, down your arms to your elbows and your forearms to your wrists, filling your fingers with this loving, healing energy. And I want you to allow it to move into your heart space, into your chest. And I want you to allow it to open up your heart. That's right, on every side, open, 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 and allowing this light blue energy to pour through, filling each and every cell. That's right. And I want you to allow it to move down your torso, filling each organ, each muscle, each tissue, each strand of DNA, RNA, all the way down to the epigenetics, allowing it to go deeper, deeper, deeper on the deepest level, on the deepest layer, as it moves down to your hips, down to your knees, down to your feet, filling your toes with this beautiful, healing, loving energy. I want you to take a deep breath in through your nose. And as you exhale out, I want you to exhale this blue energy out to create a bubble all around your body. That's right. That goes about 6 feet all around your body on every side. So you're just held in this big blue energy bubble. That's right. And with each breath you take and each beat of your heart, allowing this blue energy to go deeper and deeper and deeper on a cellular level, knowing that it's safe and good and right for you to allow these emotions to penetrate and fill and be absorbed into each and every cell of your body. That's right. And as long as you're in this energy bubble, you're held and you're loved and you're supported, allowing this to be your set point. That's right. Allowing this beautiful emotional energy to be your set point. And if at any point in time you feel anything other than love, other than beauty, under this peace, I want you to just go ahead and bring your attention and your awareness back to this blue energy bubble that you're in, and you'll allow your body to just relax, feel safe, feel held, feel loved within this beautiful, loving energy bubble. That's right. Now I'm going to have you turn your attention inside your body. In fact, I'm going to have you go all the way to the very center, the very nucleus of your body. And I want to direct your attention back to our conversation where we were talking about how you feel alone. And I want you to become aware that there's a place in your body where these emotions of feeling alone stem from originally. First impression, I want you to take your hand and place it on that area. That's right. First impression, what color is it?
Red.
That's right. I want you to go all the way into the very center of that red, right there in your chest, all the way to the very center of that red bubble. And as you do, I want you to look out and notice and recognize that projecting out from that red bubble inside of your chest is a screen. And on this screen, as you allow it to get clearer and clearer and clearer, on this screen is the very first time you felt these emotions. And I want you to allow that screen to get so clear until you can see in detail everything on that screen. Let me know when you have the event, when you see it clearly.
Yeah, I see it.
First impression, how old are you in this image?
Hmm, maybe two.
2. And are you alone or are you with someone?
I'm with someone.
Who are you with?
My dad.
Your dad. And what's happening in this image?
Um, we're in the backyard, in the garden, or on the swing.
Mm-hmm. Are you aware of what's happening in this image?
Um, I just feel like I'm just playing in the garden.
Mm-hmm. And can you tune into your dad? What is your dad doing?
Mm, he's playing with me.
He's playing with you. You can put your hand down. I want you to tune into that red bubble that your little 2-year-old self is in. And I actually want you to move inside of it. And as you do, I want you to take on all the emotions that this 2-year-old girl is feeling. Tune into them, feel them fully. What is she feeling right here in this moment?
She's happy,
Mm-hmm. What else is she feeling?
safe.
Safe. What else is she feeling?
Um, maybe confused.
Confused.
Hmm.
What else is she feeling?
Alone.
Alone. What else is she feeling?
Mm, um, she's wanting, she's like craving love and attention.
Mm. She's craving love and attention.
Mm,
What else?
scared.
She's scared. What is she scared of?
Um, change,
Mm-hmm. What else is she scared of?
being alone,
Mm-hmm. Is she alone a lot?
not physically alone. There's somebody there, but not connected.
Mm. So she craves connection. And what does she need to feel connected?
Attention,
Mm-hmm. What kind of attention is she wanting?
anything really, just to be paid attention to and listened to.
Listen to? I want you to get down on your knees and I want you to look deep into her eyes. And I don't want you to just think about what she's feeling. I actually want you to feel it for her. I want you to let her know that you've come all the way back here, all the way back in time to be here with her in this moment. I want you to let her know that you've come here to give her all the attention she needs so that she can feel seen and heard and loved and connected. I want you to let her know how special she is and how wonderful she is. I want you to let her know that she came here to the earth for this particular point in time for a reason, for a purpose, that she came to give her gifts to the world. And I want you to let her know that you're giving her permission to do just that. What does she need to hear from you right here in this moment?
That she is powerful
Mm-hmm.
and that she is is making a difference and will make a difference.
Mm-hmm. What else? What does she need to hear from you in this moment?
That she's smart
Mm-hmm. What else?
and she's very strong.
Mm-hmm. Is she receiving this from you? Is she believing you?
Yes.
Yes. I want you to look into her red bubble and I want you to see that within it is a bunch of black bubbles, a bunch of black, shady, just bubbles all in within her field. And I want you to see these as all the limiting beliefs that she's holding on to about herself. So I want you to reach in one by one and I want you to pluck all these bubbles out from her field because she no longer needs them. She no longer wants them. And it's up to you to take them from her once and for all so that she doesn't have to live with this pain any longer. So I want you to grab the first one that says, I'm alone. And I want you to grab it, physically grab it with your hand and pull it out of the bubble. Physically grab it with your hand, actually move your hand. Reach in there. I want you to grab each and every one of these um, gray black bubbles out. So grab the first one, I'm alone. I want you to pluck it out from her bubble and I want you to throw it behind you. Grab the next one. I'm not good enough. Pull it out, throw it behind you. What's the next one? Grab a hold of that one. What is that one?
Nobody listens to me.
Yeah. Grab that one, throw it behind. Grab the next one. What is it?
I'm not good enough.
Yes. Grab that, throw it behind you. What's the next one?
I'm not worthy.
Yep. Grab that, throw it behind you. What's the next one?
I'm ugly.
Yes. Grab that one, throw it behind you. What's the next one?
You're unlovable.
Yes. Grab that one, throw it behind you. What's the next one?
You're not important.
Yes. Grab that one, throw it behind you. Is there more? Any more that you can identify?
No.
So I want you to see all those bubbles left in there. They may not have words, but you know they're limiting beliefs. I want you to pluck them out one by one. One by one, take them, pluck them, throw them behind you, pluck them out. She doesn't need any of this shit anymore. She doesn't need any of this shit. That's right. And as you're plucking them out, see the intensity of her bubble. See that powerful energy pulsating as you just removed all those awful, no good beliefs that she's been hanging on to that actually she adopted. None of them came from her. None of them originated from her, and she's not going to hold on to them any longer. Are they all gone?
Mhm.
Now see that bubble that she's in. Did it change colors?
It's much lighter.
Yeah, what color is it now?
More like a pink.
Pink. Beautiful. So I want you to see that pink color. And I want you, now that it's all cleared from all that shit, I want you to feel into it. I want you to breathe into it with each exhalation and inhalation. I want you to see that bubble getting bigger, stronger, intensifying in power. That's right, because this, her power, is now back online because it's not hindered by any of those old false belief systems. They're gone, dissolved, resolved with so much ease. So I want you to allow that intensity of that pink to grow. Yes. Filling the street, filling the city, expanding out from her heart center to fill the entire country with this powerful pink, vibrating, pulsating frequency. That's right, growing past the world into space. With each breath you take and each beat of your heart, it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger because now she sees and knows and feels her power, her strength. All that she came here to do, now she sees it clearly because of all the trash that you just removed. Now she clearly sees who she really is, who she always was, who she got talked out of from a young age, but she no longer aligns to because now she knows the truth. And she could never go back. She could never go back because now she sees her power. That's right. I want you to see as you glimpse into the future how this radiates in and through her life, affecting everyone that comes into contact with her, affects the whole entire world because now she's not willing to play small. She's not willing to stay quiet. She's not willing to be any less than her full, brilliant, beautiful, wonderful self because now she knows. And as you allow the intensity of that color to vibrate and pulsate through your field, through the whole entire earth, I want you to go ahead and shrink her down to a postage stamp or smaller. And I want you to literally scoop her up in your hands and I want you to place her inside of your heart. That's right. Place her inside of your heart. Breathe her in. As you're allowing that energy bubble to pulsate now within you, for she is you and you are her, firmly placed in your heart, knowing that there is no separation, that this pulsating pink, vibrating frequency is now being generated by you from deep within your heart. And that if there's any point where she needs to be reminded of what her power is, all you're going to do is envision her in that pink bubble within your heart, vibrating, pulsating in your field. That's all you're going to do. And you're going to feel this new rush, this beautiful rush of energy, knowing that this is the new set point. And all those old belief patterns, belief systems have been dissolved and resolved with ease, filling this new vibrating, pulsating energy, moving throughout your bloodstream to each and every cell, moving to all the organs, all the muscles, all the tissues, feeling it going down to the very tip of your toes, the very tippy top of your head, each fingertip. That's right. Move it all throughout the body until the entire body is filled with this pulsating pink energy, radiating in your system, in your field, allowing for this new set point and these new programs to settle in, settle in, settle in on a cellular level, recoding your field with this new pattern. For this is the chosen pattern. This is what you are in alignment to. That's right. Allowing each and every one of those cells, each and every one of those cells to receive and absorb that pink energy. Feel it pulsating. That's right, generating this life force energy, this prana radiating through your body, going deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper, 24/7, until all the codes have been generated into each cell. On and on and on. Take a deep breath in. Exhale out. Open your eyes. How do you feel?
Good. I
Yeah,
feel
that
it
was beautiful.
feels different, but good.
It feels different.
Yeah.
Different how?
Um, Lighter. Feels lighter.
Exactly, because you just released a whole bunch of shit.
Yeah.
How did you feel when you were plucking out the dark bubbles?
Um, it I felt angry.
Did really?
Yeah.
Okay, angry. What did you feel angry about when you were plucking them out?
That they were there. They were there. They shouldn't have been there in the first place.
Yeah. And then when you were in that scene, what was interesting when you got brought into that scene was that it wasn't a particularly traumatic event. And whenever I'm working with the subconscious mind, it's just fascinating where it takes me to because it's always the first thing that needs to be addressed within your system, right? So then it took us to that memory. And at first it seemed like it was a great memory.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden the confusion came in
Hmm.
and then the loneliness and then that whole craving attention,
Yeah. I
being
feel
being scared of change, not being physically alone, but feeling not connected,
like
even when you're surrounded with people.
hmm.
And obviously this was one session. So if we were going to do multiple sessions, what I would like you to take would have liked to take you through for the second round was really what I saw with you, because I always go through the process with you and I get my own images. I
Hmm.
see what's going on within you. And it's really that very thick layer that you have around your heart, that wall. That would be what I would want to work on with you next, is really taking all the bricks down from that thick wall that you created. Because whenever we feel disconnected, we have to understand we put those in place to protect ourselves.
Hmm.
And we thought, hey, this is going to protect me. But then what it does is it keeps everyone else out. So here we are feeling alone because we had to protect ourselves very young. We put up all these structures and walls in place. And then we get into adulthood and we're like, oh shit, now I can't let anyone in. Right. And so for me, this was a big thing. You have two commands that are my same exact ones, which is I'm unlovable and I'm not important. So when you, and I've never taken someone through that process where they had two of my commands in there. So I was just like, oh shit, I can feel this pain so well.
Hmm.
I know this pain, right? So that's one thing that you can obviously work on by yourself,
Hmm.
work on with someone else, is really teaching yourself that it's safe to now take down the bricks in that wall around your heart. Because your subconscious is not going to let you take them down until safety lives in you. I'm safe. I'm loved. I'm held, right? Taking those affirmations, I put my hand on my heart because the reason I don't have time to tell you all my why this modality works so well, but essentially working on a cellular level with the pain trapped in your body. So the reason why you feel lighter is because we literally extracted heavy, heavy, dense pain from inside of your body.
Yeah,
And so
that's what it feels like.
yeah,
Hmm.
which is why you might be feeling some stuff throughout the day because you're detoxing. So you're going to need a lot of water, and I highly recommend having a salt bath.
Okay.
But any other things that stand out to you from today?
It was intense, definitely. And in the beginning, it definitely felt like this is a happy memory. Like, what? I like this memory. Like, what? Why am I here?
But you know what I love? You were so open. You were so open that you trusted. And I don't find this very often, especially in my first session with a person. I don't find that they trust that memory that pops up first.
Hmm.
You were so open and
Hmm.
you trusted it. It came out really clear right away. And you trusted the memory, even though it was like, wait, this is supposed to be happy.
Yeah.
Right. And then we saw like the bigger picture because that's very, very normal for a trauma to be like, it's a very happy moment, and then all of a sudden the belief storm comes rushing in
Yeah.
of I'm alone.
I don't know if it was just like the happy moment, like before all the shit started, maybe. I feel like that's like maybe the last time I did feel okay before everything.
Well, the thing with beliefs is that most of them they don't come from us, which
Right.
means we inherit them via epigenetics. So on our very DNA holds the pain and the traumas of our parents. So everything your parents and your parents' parents didn't deal with, all their beliefs, their traumas, their wounding, you inherit on the moment of conception. So the reason why you might be like, yeah, but why did that belief come in there?
Yeah.
It came down to you. So it wasn't even yours. Oftentimes when I work with a client over the course of several weeks, we go back into the lineages before where they originate from. But the truth be told, there's no rhyme or reason when we go back through these events because all that information you inherited.
Hmm.
All that matters is that we pull out the pain within your body that's attached to these events. That's what makes the biggest difference from you. Because if you think about it like this, once we pull out all the pain, you have all this freed up space. You know how you said, I feel lighter?
Hmm.
Just imagine when it's all gone.
Yeah.
You're in that blue 24/7. You remember how good that felt?
Hmm.
That is a tool for your tool belt whenever you need to bring your nervous system into complete submission to you. You put yourself in that. You breathe. You could breathe through your third eye, you could breathe through your heart, but pull in and then exhale it out. And I want you to just, if you just sat in that for 5 minutes a day, you would bring that nervous system to this beautiful neutral set point
Hmm.
and you'll begin to start dissolving that pain each and every day. Yeah, you got some emotion coming up?
A little bit.
Good.
Okay, but
If you could give yourself permission to feel it all day and release it, 90 seconds. Let yourself feel it. It has to be felt to be released. So I want you to give yourself permission to do that um, without judgment. Let that little girl be seen. Let her be felt. Let her be experienced by you because she's still in there and she still needs you. Yeah. So you get to be there for her. You get to give her all the things that your parents just couldn't give her. Right.
yeah.
Okay. Well, it has been so beautiful. Thank you for letting me in. Thank you for being so open. I so enjoy when I get someone like you who's just open and available to just shift some shit around.
Mhm.
Um, it just makes I heal myself a little bit each time I take someone through one of these. So it's so very valuable to me, but also to the world, to everyone who gets to experience this. One piece of advice, if you could listen to your episode back, you'll get another layer of
Okay.
healing.
Okay.
If you're looking to go deeper, I am opening up a new program coming up, so you can look out for emails for that if you're interested in going deeper. But other than that, drink a lot of water today. Take really good care of yourself and get a bath with some salt. Yeah.
Sounds
Okay, love. Have a really good day. Rest up.
good too. Bye bye.
Okay, bye.